10 electrical innovations you didn't know you needed, or maybe some of them you're already aware of. However, it's your comments that are uber important to us on Facebook and on YouTube, so get those in as we split 3 and 3, the guests that are going to come out and actually talk about the process of becoming an entrepreneur, getting a product to market, and innovating, and how they identified it. And talking of innovations, you've had a shave since I last see you, young man, because you were looking like you were auditioning for Santa in about 6 months' time. Holiday beard.
Holiday beard, but it's gone now. Back in it.
Back in it. Anywhere nice did you go?
Italy.
Yeah, but we know that isn't the truth. We'll say some sort of caravan site on Scrappy or something like that.
Scrappy this year. Well, actually, you may notice, actually, it has been a busy day because half the team are on holiday. Joe Robinson is, obviously, caravan, but I think he's splitting it, actually, between his caravan and his canal boat again. Yeah. Like that one. Again, and Joe Hammond, we'll see him later on.
He sent us a holiday video.
It's a holiday video, nice.
And it's worth staying on for anything that Joe Hammond says. But we've got some wonderful guests with us today. We've got Josh, we've got Ian, and we've got John. And in 60 seconds, they're going to tell us a little bit about their background. You haven't got to worry about the race war. There is only one this evening. It's an absolute cracker, so it's worth staying on for. And obviously, you can get a chance to win those prizes. We're going to start with you, Josh. You look like you've just left the boy band to join us today. Yes, so tell us all about yourself.
It's been a daily joke for you, Gary, today.
Well, remember, the audience have only just joined us.
So yeah, I used to be an electrician by trade before I met the other co-founders of the business. I'm currently a technical director in the portfolio of the brands, and through sort of me personally being an electrician, you know, pain points of products on the marketplace, inconsistency of finishes, etc., we decided to start the portfolio of brands that we've got, and through pain points of one of the brands became dimmers and compatibility, safety features, and that kind of lack of knowledge, I guess, in the industry from smart home controls and retrofit controls. So that's when Enkin was born. So, you know, took myself out of the business for 3 years and built it from the ground up. So
fantastic. So that's an aspiring electrician turned entrepreneur. We love that. Yeah. And we jump to another one, don't we, Ian? So it's been a while now, isn't it? How long have you been with Linian?
10 years. 10 years this year. Yeah. I started off as an electrician, same as Josh. I left the tools pretty quickly in my early 20s. I went into consultant engineering, so design engineering.
Do you know what we call that at eFIXX?
What's that?
Promoted out of trouble.
Yeah, that sounds about right, man. Yeah. Was in that for quite a long time, and up to kind of senior engineer rank, and then I got the opportunity to start a business with my sister, Lynn, and here we are now. So
roughly how many products on the Linian palette now?
There's about 60 odd different products. We've got 5 product ranges. You know, we've got our core range of cable clips and things like that as well. We've got our new cable tray clip, which I'm hoping to talk a wee bit more about today. We've got the product for putting earth rods into the ground as well. We've got loads of products in the bank as well that we're about to bring out. So
teasing those, aren't you?
Yeah.
John, you've also got a fire link, because we know Linian for their fire and premature collapsing of wiring systems. Just tell us a little bit about yourself as well, please.
Right, okay. Electrician, still am electrician. Do a little bit of freelance project managing as well. Did 16 years in house building, ended up as a contracts manager. So seeing an awful lot of electrics going in, whether it be good or bad. So came up with this idea after installing or trying to install a metal consumer unit in a domestic environment after we had the changes over from the plastic to the metal board, and came up with this idea that I thought needed addressing with regards to getting fire integrity and fitting the product as it should be fitted and making sure things are safe for the customer.
Yeah, John, and it's behind us, isn't it? Yeah,
it's behind us, yeah.
So we saw in the video a little bit about obviously that product and all the rest of it, but so what was the driving idea behind it? You know, what was that moment in time where you went, I've got to now pursue something different here?
I think when like I said, the first time we tried to fit a metal consumer unit into a domestic environment, it was near on impossible. I remember the first instance, we'd probably got about 20 circuits that we had to try and get into a metal consumer unit. The idea of using glands was out of the question. We got some 10 mil, we got some 16 mils going into it. We knew we could use a gland to come up with the mains, the tails, but It was the problem and the issue with aesthetically as well, looking right, as well as it being safe.
And when we think about aesthetic, your products are beautiful, I want to say, and they do their job, don't they, as well, Josh? So what is the main fumbling point for anyone who looks to obviously smoothly dim LED lighting?
I mean, generally, from my experience in the industry, fitting dimmers and luminaires, it was very quick to point the finger at the dimmer if the lights are flickering or there's any buzzing from the switch itself. But through the development of the products, I've quickly learnt that it's actually 9 times out of 10, it's not the dimmers, it's the power factor of the luminaire.
It's the electrician, normally.
9 times out of 10, it's the Sparky. There's not. Yeah, there's plenty of good ones out there. Got a big audience watching tonight.
Yeah, you found that problem in yours, didn't you? So how many times did you hear the same problem before Enkin went off and obviously started solving these problems?
I mean, personally, myself, quite a few, but I guess there is a lack of knowledge out there in the industry, and I'm going to use that word very bravely.
Josh said nothing to do with us.
But it's because manufacturers like ourselves are not passing the right information on into the industry. So electricians are going on their training courses, they're learning how to do the installs, but they're not being properly trained on the products, and people aren't innovating on those products. The industry has been quite a dated product industry for many years when it comes to controls and sockets and switches and luminaires. So it's been a hard task. Yeah. It's been a hard task.
And I think we can help out there. I think now we've moved into the digital world, as electricians, that you'd like to watch something when you actually see it. And we've done a great video on the dimmer that you've done, haven't you, as a Q&A about obviously dimming LEDs.
But it's funny. But did you ever teach anything to do with dimming at college? So that's where it starts. And then people only normally learn about the problems with dimming when they've got a problem.
Well, and this is one of the things. I mean, it's one of the things we've been looking at from doing some of the exhibitions. We've actually had a lot of teachers like yourself come around and sort of, would you come to colleges? Would you explain more about your products and how why are they safe and how are they more compatible in the marketplace? And I think you've got to start educating the younger audience as they're coming through.
I totally agree. No leading and trailing edge and all the rest. It will not come up. Yeah. At the end of the day, if you're an apprentice, you go to college for maybe 34 days in a year, and you're there in front of the classroom for just 6 hours. There is so much to get through on those basic things. I'd love to do a module on LEDs, but obviously this is where hopefully the digital world comes in and we can produce video content along with many other people that can educate those. Yeah. Your product, absolutely love it. I got the absolute pleasure with Joe Robinson of seeing it in action, and it's fantastic. Whose brainchild was that idea?
It was a combination of myself and my father, but most of our innovations come from the customer. So we obviously had a range of surface cable clips, and customers were asking us, do you have a solution for cable tray? So that's what took us to the drawing board.
Yeah, and I think we said in our video, didn't we, how it can be a bit hit and miss with these steel or cable ties, and they can be left, if you haven't got the right tool, a little bit sharp or a little bit loose. If you try and do them with a pair of side cuts and squish them up, they're not great. But I think you come up with a great idea, isn't it? It's the number, isn't it, that you can support in one go.
Yeah, I mean, because it should be, not every tie needs to be stainless steel. That's the first mistake people make. But if you've got a tray with loads of cables in, and imagine you're putting a steel tie, you've got 10 cables on there, and every few metres you put one, tens of ties, versus with this system you only need one clip.
Yeah, absolutely. And it simple, fantastic. Someone's going to say I put that incredibly low behind me. That's just how tall we were when I bring round the corner in order to fit. I do understand where they've got to go in order to prevent that premature collapsing. But your wiring system, John, automatically does, because you've encased it in a metal drop effectively. So as people who've looked at your video, they're probably wondering why we're going round the corner. It's that straight drop down, and actually you've done something very clever with the length of it, haven't you? Yeah,
so what we did a calculation with regards to a standard 2-4 ceiling to get the regs now are everything has to comply new build to DDA, disabled access, which is 1350 from the floor. So the main switch or your breakers have to be within that tolerance. So with our ducting system coming from a 2-4 ceiling with the inlet system on a consumer unit, it now complies to the 1350.
Yes.
As well as that, if we've got a high board and we take into account as well health and safety, easy access, use of steps, whatever, especially if it's dark and the electrics have gone off. We need to get the consumer unit down to where you're not putting yourself into danger to be able to get access to it.
And I like the fact you said on there that you could actually put some of those joints within the actual enclosure itself. And I love the fact that actually you could get back to it in order to add circuits in the future. Some people will be looking at it and they say, oh, it's not X, Y, and Z. But housing associations, they must eat this up, don't they? If they've got to bring that board down that's been at the top forever, they're going to change it to metal. They want a solution.
100%, 100%. It's a powder coated product. It's a 10-year guarantee. It's, like I say, it's aesthetically, it's pleasing. It does everything that it says. It ticks all the boxes to comply.
Yeah. Your product, Josh? Biggest technical hurdle you had to get over in the time that you've been doing this?
It's definitely compatibility. I mean, we spent 2 years alone just on compatibility. And as you know, I mean, the market can change rapidly. You know, you've got new brands bringing out, you've got new brands coming out, you've got, you know, within those brands, they're launching new ranges all the time. So, yeah, we constantly monitor the marketplace every sort of 3 months. We'll buy new luminaires in, we'll redo our compatibility testing. We're working on new innovative sort of coding development so we can try and future-proof those dimmers for the long run. Okay. So, you know, it means that, you know, if you've, you know, got one of our dimmers, you know, still in your property 10, 15, 20 years later and a new product's come out in the marketplace, if it does detect that the load is unstable, it'll rewrite its own code. So the most innovative part is the internal features.
Great for the circular, great for the circular economy as well. So if we can get a dimmer put in there that actually, as technology moves on, it can stay in use. That's a fantastic thing. Sorry, Gordon.
Yeah, I was thinking, is compatibility getting worse actually? Because obviously a lot of lighting, I'll not say it's a little bit cheaper than it used to be, but it tends to be in some areas a little bit raised to the bottom, which means people might cut a few corners in the lamps.
Yeah, and it's generally, you know, other lighting control companies out there, you can only really cater for either low power factor or high power factor, and that's what took us so long. So you know, our power factor will go from 0.3 to a whole number, you know, and that's very rare in the marketplace, but it means that we can cater for technically the low end to the high end, and anything that is real bog basic, we've got our load correction module.
Yeah.
So.
Makes a real difference. And again, you had the same problem, didn't you? You had a problem with a lamp at home we saw on there that in your house. I thought you weren't Mr. Lighting. So how long has Mr. Lighting had that problem in his house?
Well, the problem is, it's all these halogen lamps get phased out.
Yeah.
People bring in LEDs. There's only certain ones you can get replacements of. So
you left it semi-on? Was that a little night?
There wasn't a solution.
Was that your room, was it?
No.
It was stumbling around in the dark.
No.
You have to get up a lot of times now, and you're not as strong of a bladder as you used to be, are you? Patents, always a one. I don't know, because I've never asked you the question before in. Have you had to put with 60 products? Have you put yourself through any patents?
Yeah, all of them, yeah.
They're cheap as well, I hear. You only pay once, don't you? Is that the case?
No, absolutely not. No, and whenever you want to go in the world as well, you'll pay a little bit extra. So, but nobody, and no business is big enough to patent in every country in the world. You know what I mean? You have to kind of pick strategically where your markets are and things like that. And that's definitely what we've done as well. So generally, all of our products are protected by patents in the UK, Europe, the US, and in the Middle East.
So we take trade clip that we looked at today. Okay, so is that patent or is it pending?
Yeah, that's patented. Yeah, it's
How long did that take to get through?
Well, we're getting pretty good at it now.
A few attempts.
After 10 years, you know, so we work with a really good partner who does all our patents for us, and so I think that kind of took. There was a few iterations of the product, and as you should probably know, every time you make the slightest change of the product, you have to go back. You have to make sure that you're covering, protecting yourself for that as well. So I'd say we're probably about 6 to 8 months before we actually had that tightened up fully.
And the people we worked for in the past that are one product in, it's their biggest thing. They say, well, I started looking at it back in this year, and then obviously that's the point at which the patent starts. You know, think about Stanek, I think it was 2015, was it, or something, whenever he started it, but his patent went backwards, so he said, I've already burned through some years already, so moving forward, which is a bit of a heartbreak for you. So at least you're on top of it now and you're all good. Yeah,
absolutely, yeah. And I think that's the thing, is once you file a patent, you need to try and commercialise it as quickly as possible, and it's not always the easiest because it's expensive, you know, and we are self-funding as well, so we just have to kind of pick, file a patent, get a product to market, you know, try and get some revenue from that product and then move on to the next one.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So innovation with yours. So who's your biggest competitor, John? So I'd never seen a system like this before, so I'm hoping you're unique to the industry. Is there someone else?
No, there's no competitor.
Okay, so it's you or no one. And CEF were stocking it, is that correct?
CEF is stocking it, yeah, in Newcastle. We've got a web page as well, so it can be bought direct.
Okay.
It is patented. It's got all the certification. Cambridge Fire Laboratories, International Fire Council, where they did all the stress factors. Yeah, everything is all up to date and ready to go.
And on the back of disasters that we all know about in the past, these things aren't going away anytime soon, are they?
No, they're not. No. And I see some horrendous installs which, if there was a fire inside the consumer unit, it would very easily spread throughout the property.
I'd just like to apologise on behalf of Rick. Which conductor does Rick struggle with in a consumer unit?
Struggles with that blue one.
Yes, he's either put it in the wrong place, not tightened it. He even managed to miss it in his own house, and it got a little bit warm, and obviously lost the power one evening. So that was another classic moment for Rick. The only way to learn though is to doing it at the end of the day, So obviously, and I would suggest he needs to check his smoke detectors in his house wherever he's left them. It fits him as standard on any product.
Right, okay.
So it's really good. So the journeys are all slightly different, obviously, where we're going within this process. What's next? Give us a tease what that next thing could be.
I don't think I can do that.
Of course you can. Of course. Is it switching again? Is it something else?
We're stepping into the home automation world.
Okay.
I think is the right way of putting it. We've identified a clear gap, and that's what we're going for. It's not, the industry has gone from your basic smart home that people would chip away at, Wi-Fi switches on Amazon, and then your next option from that is your Electrons, your Racos and things like that. There's nothing really properly set in the middle, really, that's commercially, viable for your average electrician.
Yeah. And I like to call it intelligent now. I think that other word with the S, people have thought it would be a red light going green and it's party mode in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But when you go intelligent, then all of a sudden then they can start thinking about maybe energy management, control, and all the rest of it, which links in nicely with Shelley, doesn't it? Which you have a love affair with Shelley, don't you?
I do now.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Was there a previous mistress?
No. But 10 years ago, I went big into IoT. It'll be on Monday's news. But
it's a lovely article.
I was one of the early people to use Nest thermostats, actually, and I got a little message in the app about 3 weeks ago saying from the 25th of October, this product will no longer have app support to it.
Yeah.
And I were right.
Exactly
last night, I went on. It's gone from the app. It's just gone. Yeah. And so I think there's what I liked about the Shelley product is you can have an app, but if Wi-Fi falls over, or then you don't actually have to connect it to the cloud. But those early IoT devices, if you're not connected to the cloud,
no,
you've had it. And I've also recently had it with some Wi-Fi switches as well. Yeah. I had to have a router changed. Boom. That's it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, isn't it? I don't think there is a huge amount of option out there, and even down to the Shelley modules. I mean, it's a great brand, great products. It's not, but they are leaning more into the energy management, and there's other gaps. Yeah. There's other gaps. So
there is for a good system that's well. I'm guessing here, but
guess.
A good system that's easy to set up and gets around those pitfalls. I think will do well.
Next phase, John, obviously we're in the early phase. We're trying to get this one really pumping and going. Is there any, you don't have to spoil the party, is there any other little ideas ticking away in the background?
Not really, no. I mean, we've just the design of it. I mean, we can't really change the design of it, and the design actually works. So the only thing we can do is possibly do longer lengths of ducting, wider ducting. We can get this into a 3-phase board. People have suggested that we open the gap up so we can start putting armouds through it. But I'm a bit reluctant putting armouds through it because armouds, as far as I was concerned, should be glanded off anyway. I wouldn't like the idea. This will take a 6mm armoured, and you can fire stop it, but other than that, I really don't think there's any room for improvement, to tell you the truth.
Okay, that's interesting to see. So 10 years into the business, how many people are working with you now?
I got 19
Wow.
in total, yeah.
So that's, so if you're counting yourself in there?
Yeah.
So you're paying 18 mortgages is what I like to say. So it's a relaxing feeling when you're trying to pay your own. You think, I'll pay 18 before I pay my own.
Really appreciate you putting that into perspective for me, no pressure, thanks.
My mate had 124 people working for him when I told him that, and he went, that's quite sobering. It's like, yeah, that's a lot of other people that rely on you, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, look, that's always what Lynn and I wanted to achieve, do you know what I mean? Is we wanted to create something and we employ locally as well. Do you know what I mean? Our factory, all of our products are made in Britain. Our factory's based in Glasgow. Everybody who works there is from the local area, and we just kind of have that sense of responsibility around about what we wanted to do.
Yeah. Still working on the tools, John?
Yep.
How do you balance work and innovation in life?
It's very difficult. Yeah. So I still enjoy working on the tools. I've got the passion still enjoy getting up every morning, but I'm still interested in getting this product out there and making it easier for electricians, making it safer for people. So it's difficult.
A little bit of a legacy moment almost. You want to sort of leave a little bit behind in the industry. I know Linian have, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that people were still using this when I'm not here anymore or out of the industry. That's where I'd like.
Into retirement. Let's do that one, John.
Yeah, let's do
a bit morbid there. I'm watching it in the living room, just going for the cup of tea, and it's, John's no longer with us. How long's the stream been?
Yeah, well, I'm past retirement age already, but I should be retired. But like I say, I still enjoy doing it. I still enjoy doing nice work. I still enjoy customers saying thanks. That's the passion. Yeah.
Which point did you leave work? So what was that day when you, like, we've all had to do it at some point. I had to do it, a few years ago as well. You had to say, right, I'm all in now. What was that day like?
It was good. It was good. I mean, I was talking to a couple of guys earlier about it, and it was hard. It's hard staying on the tools and building this portfolio of the brands up, and it does. When you're doing the long hours every week, it becomes tricky, and it was a massive relief to come off the tools. Which was about 5 years ago, and it just meant I could put my full focus in it because what day-to-day life's like on the tools.
Yeah.
I manage those clients and those projects and everything else.
Yeah.
Try and split your focus. So I was able to just put my full focus into this business.
Circa 2021 was it around that time? Because we started in the middle of lockdown almost. We did really.
Yeah. Well, we first started trading, not long before lockdown. We had, and we were talking about it earlier, weren't we? If you can make it through COVID, I think you can pretty much make it through anything. So.
Yeah, we felt like that, didn't we, mate?
Yeah.
Didn't you have the Twin Towers when you started one of the other ones you did?
Whenever I start a business, it's always a disaster in the world.
Somewhere it's like, lucky charm. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful moment. Growing pains, obviously built the business up to 19 people over 10 years, so a nice slow and steady always wins the race. Mm-hmm. What was the biggest piece of advice you give to anyone? We've got people here today, obviously, about growing a business. It's okay, you've got Lynn as a great support for you. But what would you recommend or give advice for?
One piece of advice I always give is when you're starting out in business, people who are more experienced than you give you all these kind of cliched business terms, like watch your money and look after your inventory, and they're all cliches because they're all true. Listen to them. Do you know what I mean? The cliche becomes a cliche when it's something that's repeated so often. They're usually repeated so often because they're true. So don't dismiss them just because they're said all the time and they've become popular. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from other people's mistakes as well.
When did you think you got it cracked? And the answer can't be I haven't yet. So there must have been a point in those 10 years where you thought, hang on a minute, this is perpetual selling, we're doing all right. Because you speak a lot on podcasts and things like that about fire. You're quite passionate about the fact you've got something that is a safety device or tool, or clip or whatever you want to call it on the thing. So what was that point where you thought, hang on a minute, I'm making a difference here, but I'm also making a difference, obviously, for myself personally?
Yeah, I think it was pretty early on in the journey, to be honest with you. We went to a trade show, and I think it was probably one of our first trade shows that we ever went to, and it was you're in that kind of limbo period where you don't know if you've got something, you don't know, you just don't know. You know, when we'd quit our jobs, we'd taken a big risk, and we started to get really good feedback, and we're bumping into people like you as well, and who were giving us great feedback on the product, and I think that was the point where I was like, yeah, we've got something here, and we're doing good in the world, you know.
We all liked your sister.
Right.
Yeah, sorry. It was like a magnet. I mean, I was hanging around those trade shows just to see Lynn most of the time.
A sale, mate.
Let's make a little video with Lynn. Where's Ian? Okay. But no, it's great because, like I said, we were in a different guise. I was there at the start of the journey, and it's wonderful that we go full circle 10 years in to get to this position.
Yeah, definitely.
It's been a struggle. Gordon, any questions coming in on the video printer down there? I see we've got quite a lot of people on at the minute.
There is. Sean Dempsey's back, Gary.
Sean Dempsey. So I just want to say at this moment, poor old Sean's been in hospital. That bloke doesn't have any luck, and especially around Christmas. But this time he managed to get into hospital before the festive season, so he can actually have a Christmas at home, which was nice to see. Obviously, keeping up with social media, he'd sent me a few messages, and I don't always see them. We get hundreds a day of social media messages, but I did get to speak to Sean the other night, and obviously he's on the mend now, but he wanted a shout out, and there's your shout out, Sean. So I'm sure he's got an opinion on all 11 of our 10 products, so yeah, he will be sharing that opinion as he goes through. And again, is there any feedback coming through there? Anyone not seen stuff or got questions that we can technically ask?
People have used some of the products. Yeah, the old Chump Fix seems to be getting popular. A few people using the Enkin dimmers.
Yeah.
It's good.
Chump Fix, just going there.
Nice.
This was the first time anyone other than the team had seen this product today. So this is the L version for large, I'd imagine, but it can be broken down into three different. That's full, take one out, that becomes number 2, take 2 out, becomes number 3 in height. So that's there, and again, we did mention it for radiators, but it's anything larger for more fixings, and again, works for the plumbers. And again, the hole, we didn't realise that hole trick, did we? We were making big holes and folding it in half to start with, which you don't need to do. So that was a little top tip from us as well on that. I take that on College Connections as well. The kids around that, like, you wouldn't believe, like, no idea what it is.
I mean,
Stuck to a ceiling rose. They're used to seeing a ceiling rose, and like, what's this? So, yeah, no, really.
I've seen in the comments earlier on, it's great if you can't get someone to go into the loft and hold a wooden bat.
I could hold that. So, yeah, it's just.
I think the advantage is you don't have to go into the loft.
Yeah, in order to do it. But again, just bring those things. The feedback's in there. We've got Remy Tools on in the second half as well, so there's plenty of stuff to go through. We've obviously got Stanek Dan. He said he'd join us today, couldn't make it live.
He's on the comments.
Again, a person that's been through those pains. He's had to do the old go and get it made somewhere abroad, bring it in, and then he's got a problem. He's sold too many. He's flying them in. Has anyone had to fly product in because they haven't had enough?
It's all made here.
Yeah.
We make everything in the UK.
What are the chances? So just for that, so you mind the steel, do you? In the UK? Yeah. That's we always do that with Doncaster Cables. I say it's absolutely made in Great Britain. I said, where's the copper coming from? Said, well, yeah, we're making it with the copper. So yeah, so that's one of those things coming through. Proudest moment in the electrical industry?
My proudest moment.
Think about it. Your next two are going to get the question in a minute.
Okay.
Might be some time. John's thinking.
I think the proudest moment is when I had the thing tested at Cambridge Fire Laboratories.
About 66 minutes.
And to get to the 66
Was
minutes.
it a bit nerve-wracking?
Every second.
Yeah.
Every second.
Well, 'cause I think, were you sitting there?
I was watching it behind the glass panel. Yeah, watching it for 66 minutes.
Those tests aren't cheap, are they?
No, £5,500 for the day.
It seems like it's wearing heavy still.
Yes, it is.
Is there a reason it's 66 minutes? Was it to get a 60-minute fire rate?
60-minute fire rating.
So as long as it was over 60.
You go over the 10%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Seems where they're
So 59,
No.
expensive.
Yeah, very expensive. The first minute, and when I got there, they said to me, if this shows any form of a flame at any time, could be the first minute,
Yeah.
it's cost you £5,500.
Yeah. And if anyone's ever worked with test labs, they do love failing products.
Oh, yeah.
That's their
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
You've been through EMC tests.
Oh, yes. Yeah, trust me, we've been through a few of those.
Take it to the lab, they go, it's fast. Oh, yeah. If you told me at the start, oh no, we carried on and did all of the tests. So we can charge you again.
Yeah.
EMC tests, I don't know what it is, so explain that just for me if you've had to go through some tests.
It's to do with electromagnetic fields of the products, but I mean the whole portfolio of a CE certification is a lot broader than that with lighting controls, as you know, Gordon. So, you know, and as you said, they will charge you for that whole test, regardless of even if they've only got 25% of the way through. Yeah. There's definitely no kind of discounts or refunds for a retest. Yeah. So
the favourite one, your label's not right.
Oh.
Yeah.
How can that be wrong?
because in the British standards, like all those little symbols, you know, the square and all the S, they're all very prescribed symbols. So you know, someone will just miss that bit out when they read, miss a symbol off, put the wrong one up, your label's wrong. You'll have to have a retest.
Yeah.
Would they do the test anyhow before they tell you that?
They'll do the whole lot, and you'll get a test report, and it's like everything else has passed.
By the sticker.
By the sticker.
Yeah.
So it's
Wow, $5.5 grand, you'd have lost your bananas there, John.
I would have done. I would have done it.
There's a lot of successful test lab business in the world because they just love failing products.
Yeah.
Proudest moment? There must be millions, but give us one. Time to think.
I probably just getting the first major sale for the business. You know, we actually got our first big order off the back of a retweet from one of the dragons from Dragon's Den, and we got an export order in from South Africa, and it was one of those ones where we had to check it 2 or 3 times. No, it was Theo Petitis.
Right.
And we had to, but he did a thing. It was a Small Business Sunday, and he just would retweet a random company, and a distributor in South Africa picked it up. This was very early on, so like way back in 2015, and we were just super proud that we'd picked this up. We then had to worry about how to sell the product, fair enough, because we were at that point, But it spurred us on, man. It motivated us, you know. So definitely a proud moment.
Have you ever got to meet him? Have you bumped into him or had a book sign and he's done his autobiography and you haven't got a chance to say thank you very much for that moment?
Absolutely no other interaction with him whatsoever. No, never got a chance to say thank you. And I don't think the guy knows what he did for us at that point. But yeah.
We've had a few Dragon's Den connections in the past, haven't we? People have either gone on or won, or now you've got a link to there as well. Proudest moment, Josh, apart from looking in the mirror in the mornings?
This is not stopping today, is it?
Remember, you just joined us, remember? And that's the 5 hours beforehand.
I think it's the general success of the business and the products, if I'm honest. I mean, getting the customer feedback and, hearing comments from electricians, that are generally leaning on the quality and the compatibility of dimmers and things like that. We deal with a lot of hotel groups now, and just the general feedback and the service that we provide as a business is what we're proud of. Yeah. So.
We have got a bit of a review coming out of the product soon. I would say, from my perspective, it was really easy to set up. Yeah, so it's like some of these dimmers. Sometimes you've got to like turn the knob 3 ways that way, 2 ways, jump on your leg 3 times. The light will flash. You've set the light. Yeah.
When you told me your background earlier on, I did start to panic a bit. Guys, I was like, throw straight into the deep end.
Yeah. No, it was. There were.
Joe Hammond normally does the Q&A questions for us, so he's Q&A Tuesday. But Gordon's like, no, I ain't taking this one. So so that, again, you thought it was great, and again, it's setting the top end as well, so you can actually get the energy saving. So you get the low and the top end. Yeah, that's really clever.
Yeah,
I've got lights in my kitchen that are full-on LED downlights. Yeah, we don't need them on. It's too bright. We never have them on now.
Well, it's the energy saving. We also had. I mean, if you had your project specified properly by a lighting designer, it's all about the LEDs degrading over time. So they'll, as an electrician, we'll end up putting 6 or 8 downlights in. They're telling you to put 16 in. Yeah. So you set that max to keep it down because to their specifications, you're always overcompensating on the install.
Yeah, it's been great. Again, insight not just into the wonderful products we saw at the very start, so that was really effectively the nice pitch of your products and how great they are. But again, the little bit behind the person behind the business, the person's that's driving it forward in that. It's been fantastic, Josh, John, and Ian. We've got a little bit of a break now where we're going to go across and see what's been happening with our fantasy football.